Once a prosperous river trade, the Mississippi is now the front line. The eastern states supply the river states, and what's left of the UA live out their meager days self-policing. What is the West hiding? Nobody really knows for sure. But we're alive, and this is the new frontier.
Hello and welcome back to We're Live Frontier. When we last left our group in the barn, it was burning. You had taken out a few of Kamon's followers who seemed to have been walking through the northern fields, of which you are just housed into at the moment. So your small makeshift stronghold now appears to have been flushed out by burning fields. And I imagine in order to get ahead of the fire, you guys essentially walked through the night.
Absolutely. And also, those bandages or whatever we have at least something around our mouths for smoke inhalation.
Yeah,
and
you're
stuff.
basically using the scarf.
I have a mask.
Yeah.
Well, my scarf is on his sling.
It's not difficult to even take a handkerchief and just cover your mouth with it. And it is
a wet one if we can wet them.
The smoke is a problem because the winds are blowing northernly.
Right.
And
well, at least we're not downwind. We are downwind.
You are downwind.
Yeah. But we've wet the whatever fabric that we're using to keep that smoke inhalation from
as much as you possibly can. And even though the fire is raging and it is going quickly, you are able to move faster than the fire for most of the night, giving yourself quite a bit of breathing space. You are heartened to see, as you travel through the night, that you are suddenly met with burgeoning hillsides. You know, not full mountains, but you occasionally have a small uplift as you start to see that the open plains are now becoming more of a topiary, as you're cutting across small patches of forest that you will go in and out of without taking too much time. These will make good fire breaks as you're basically moving forward.
I want to figure out if we can get any kind of bird's eye view or any kind of elevation.
You do have elevation. Would you make a search check for me?
No.
What would you get?
4 degrees of failure.
4 degrees of failure. So, yes, you take a little bit of time, extra time, just to look around, just to see if you can find elevation, and you find yourself kind of darting back and forth and not making as much advance time as you would like as you continue to move forward. So
we gotta focus up.
Yeah,
we gotta
go.
move.
Let's go. Let's keep going.
As you travel through the night, the rays of sunshine of the new morning slowly starts to creep into your consciousness as you have basically been walking most of the night until you tell me that you're stopping. I'm going to assume that you're walking. You're exhausted. You're in pain. And at this point, you can keep walking, but you can't see a lot of the smoke. Like, you can smell it, but the smoke is not obscuring your vision. And when you look behind you, you can essentially see the glow of the flame, if not the full flame at this point. So you cannot physically see where the fire is at this stage. But even in the early morning, you can always kind of tell the glow and the occasional lifts of the fire.
And we're in lightly wooded area?
You're in a lightly wooded area heading north along the main road. Because, again, there is a main road.
Okay.
And the main road is less dense as far as vegetation goes versus everything that's on the side.
It's not paved, it's like a
It's not
path.
paved.
I mean, we're outside of the main city, and whoever is out here, if there's anybody, obviously didn't fit in with the city or they'd be living there.
I agree.
So it stands to reason that if we run into anybody, they wouldn't be cannibals.
I mean, they may or may not be cannibals, but whether they would be friendly regardless is the bigger question.
Oof, I think that's our only chance right now. We got to keep walking down this road to find any sort of civilization. I have a suggestion. We might want to get some rest and use one of these abandoned cars like you talked about earlier.
I think that's a good
some
idea.
sort of shelter.
We're definitely going to have to at least one of us stay on guard, though.
Yeah. Well, the fire is pretty good cover. We're going to have a lot of wildlife and things like that running from the fire.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I don't know what else is going to be running from the fire.
Yeah.
So you want to go hole up inside one of the abandoned cars.
Yeah.
I think so. I'm trying to find the biggest one possible, like a minivan
Search.
or something like that.
Make a search, let's see just to what level.
I got 3 degrees of failure.
And I got 1 degree of failure. 1 degree of failure.
As you're looking through, as you're looking for any kind of decent coverage that you can find, you're mostly finding a lot of the ruins of old four-door sedans. And at the beginning when you started, most of them had been completely gutted and pulled out, like doors taken off, windows long shattered. Even the upholstery is completely rotted and fallen away to mostly just bare frames. Nothing looks comfortable inside of any of these cars. And any of the hopes of having a flatbedded truck or anything has just been riddled with either rocks or just terrible effects. There's nothing made or ready prepared. You'd have to take time to basically, like clear out the bed of a truck or something.
We got to take time to put something together in these cars.
Okay. So, as you're sorting and looking through, you're trying to find the right car. And just find anything that's got a little bit of a clearance into it, and you're looking under, and you basically are assessing the freeway. And as you're looking, you see out of the corner of your eyes the motorcycle.
The same motorcycle?
The same motorcycle.
I mean, we didn't see it, really.
But we've decided that it's a motorcycle that might be
motorcycle.
the motorcycle.
Yeah.
Okay, so this jackass is probably somewhere around here.
Yeah, he's probably doing the same thing.
I don't know how much I hit him, but I know I hit him. He's got to be tending to his wound somewhere nearby.
If the motorcycle is here, it wasn't like before where he was letting it run. The keys are probably on him.
Fuck.
I can't hotwire a motorcycle.
Suddenly you hear a click as you look to the side across the hood of one of the cars as you see a man holding a pistol right into your face. And he's holding onto his side, and he's breathing in labored moves.
And I slowly draw mine. I say, you kill him, I kill you.
Don't fucking move, girl. Don't do it. I've got a beat. He looks down and goes, just put it down.
I'm a doctor. I can help you. That's how we survived so long. Look at us. I'm in a sling. She's got an eye patch. I did this. We were in the barn because we were injured.
Make a diplomacy check.
Diplomacy. 5 degrees of success. Oh no. Okay.
Natural 1. Natural 1.
Okay. I got a natural 5.
All right. He looks to you, and he looks to you and goes, you're a doctor?
Yes.
Come here. Give it over here. Get over here!
I go over there.
As he gets within grabbing reach, he grabs her and throws her down onto the hood of the car and puts her in a chokehold, kind of pressing her hand lightly up against the side of your face, and puts the gun right up against her temple and goes, fix it. Fix
Now?
it. Now.
Okay. I'll move over to his side.
Swear to God, anything weird, right through.
Okay. But if I do, you have to give me your word that you let us go.
Yes, sure. Just fix it. Fix it and then we talk.
Okay. Just everyone calm down. I can't do this under pressure.
He adjusts himself a little bit, opening up the bullet wound that was been hit through the AK.
Okay. The wound is on the same side that he's holding.
He's using it the same hand that's holding the gun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I need you. I know what this looks like. I need you to lower that arm. I can't work on this. I have to get the bullet out, and the muscle is full of tension.
He kind of looks at it, and he puts his hand down and jams it underneath your jaw instead.
Okay.
Keeping it up.
I can work with this. All right, and then I'm going to do a medicine check.
Work on him. First aid. Pull it out. 2 difficulty dice. You're
Okay.
still hurt.
Wow. Okay, 25, 30, 31. So I have 5 degrees of success.
As you start looking at it and you inspecting it, you know.
Please, can you respect trigger discipline and put your finger off of the trigger? I don't understand. Thank you.
You watch as you dig through this and you pull it out, and he just is biting onto everything he possibly can. You're inspecting him, and it is internal bleeding.
Yeah.
His is not clean the way that hers was.
Yeah.
He is bleeding on the inside.
Yeah. While I'm in there, fidgeting around, I'm gonna nick his stomach, his intestines.
Nick it? Mm-hmm. Just flick it?
Well, because I need to pull the bullet out, right?
Yeah.
So while I'm in there, just shoot.
All right.
Real quick, clean cut.
Against his intestines.
Yeah.
All right. You feel him double over as he... And the gun pulls away as you hear it discharge. As the
I stab
button
him
shims.
with my knife.
All right.
I stab him.
He make a melee slash.
Okay.
Yeah. As the gun just discharges, you hear it's spray out in the middle of nowhere, and
Can
it
I push
echoes
off of him at the same
everywhere.
time?
Yeah, push.
A degree of failure.
Degree of failure. So you nick his intestines. The gun discharges off as you attempt to stab him. 1 degree of failure. And you're using. It would be brawl at this point. It would just be your.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
2 degrees of success.
2 degrees of success.
I would like to use 2 competency points.
All right. As you.
Wait,
that means you get
just
one.
one. You still have one left. You still.
I want to use it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you still have. Yeah.
For
You still have
damage.
1 competence.
All right, so as this gun discharges, he jam your hand deep into his wound as you shove him off to kind of come push him down, and you pull your hand back, and up to the elbow is just covered in blood as he is just gushing out, and he pushed himself back against the side of one of the cars that you were laid up against as he just is squirting out blood, and he pulls up his gun.
And I turn.
And pulls it up, and at that you hear a gunshot just ring out of nowhere as this man has an exit wound just spray out the side of his head as he just falls down onto the ground and rolls down onto the hood, and blood smears as he just collapses onto the floor, and you hear a voice ring out amidst the air of the freeway.
Belly down if you know what's good for you.
What? I get down.
Down.
All right, you watch as a woman with a long skirt, hunting rifle, and a vest comes out into the middle of the area.
No way!
And she's gonna join us at the table.
Well, this should be fun.
Ah!
Yeah, it will. So we're on our bellies.
Yeah, I'm down. Whatever you say.
How would you like to approach the situation?
So I approach on my horse. And as I arrive, from my vantage point, I can see that you're face down in the dirt, hands splayed wide, and I call out, "Hail and hearty, friend or foe."
Friend.
We're so friendly. We're very, very friendly.
Friends and injured.
You're no good to me injured.
I'm a doctor.
Pull up to your knees.
Okay. Buy me a meal first.
You're the funny one, aren't you?
I've been told that.
I climb down off my horse. What's your injury? I see your sling.
A bullet wound. Sniper shot. Clean through.
What are you, blind?
No, I can see just fine.
We don't have to have a tough off right here. We're friendly.
You got food?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you have shelter?
Come on.
Okay, but first, I'm gonna check that motorcycle.
All right, well, are you gonna let him divert over to the motorcycle?
I stay on horseback, and I move away far enough that I can keep my rifle aiming
I
in
see.
that direction as he heads over to the motorcycle. I never let my guard down.
Got it.
Ray, can you check his body?
Can I check his body?
Feel free.
Thank you, by the way. Thank you.
So you can see beyond the small pistol that he was holding against it, and you notice that there's a similar design on this one where you saw the large spike that was attached to the magazine clip. It was just spot welded onto it. that beyond this modified pistol he had, which, by the way, you look inside of the clip, there's no more bullets inside of it. You also check him, and you do see a pair of motorcycle keys.
Gotcha.
You know.
Do we see any other Cayman sigils, anything like that on him?
He has a necklace.
He has
with
a necklace
Cayman
on him.
sigil on it.
And have we spied anything on her at all?
Nothing
other
that
than
you
what
can
we see?
As you bend over to look at the necklace, you also see that he's got a worn, old, like band shirt on that it's been kept
Plague
several
bearer.
layers underneath. You know, it's a Plague Bearer T-shirt.
Shut up.
Yeah, and you actually see for a moment, you can see Wraith's face with his brother right next to him. You pat down and you find a pair of keys that has a small,
Metal.
pewter metal
I got the keys.
horns onto it. You go over to the motorcycle and you shake it a little bit to check how much gas is inside. It's empty.
Just a ton. Just so much gas.
Empty as anything you'll ever feel.
Dang it. I don't know if you have any supplies, but we know that this motorcycle is running. This guy was coming after us on it. It doesn't seem to have any gas in it, though. And all of these cars around, I'm sure that the gas is like dried up or...
Yeah, my horse
usable.
doesn't take gasoline either.
Okay, but it's the two of us. Can we fit on that?
What can we do for you? What can we do to get your help
Who else do you have? 2 of you won't be enough.
It's just us.
at the moment?
Crippled and half blind. I don't know what good you're gonna be doing at all. But for tonight, we can keep each other safe.
I'm still good with a gun. Believe me, or there'll be another guy with this one.
I like the way that sounds.
And I like your rifle.
So
It'll be okay.
as you follow the mysterious rider, she
Are we walking behind the horse?
You are walking in front of the horse.
In front of the horse. Oh, good call. If we're walking, can I wheel the motorcycle?
Yeah.
With me?
You
Yeah.
can wield it. It will slow you down a little bit, but you'll be going through because she's going to basically take you through the forest into the underbrush.
Okay.
So
I will try as long as I can. If it gets to be too prohibitive, then I'll just ditch it close to wherever we're going.
So as the mysterious rider takes you through the trodden trail leading into the woods, you notice that you start coming across a more well-worn path than what you saw on the freeway leading north of the major cities. You ride for a while, pushing this motorcycle along with whatever gumption you can muster.
Don't you roll
So-
your eyes at me, sir.
That's okay. I rolled my eyes. We didn't need to do it.
This is gonna be so cool eventually.
Guys, it's gonna be great when there's gas in it.
My horse is so bored.
Oh boy, can we go
God.
faster?
Oh no, not from the horse.
And you walk and trot. Trotting would be much too fast.
You're definitely walking.
Yeah, walking as you are coming across a break in the forest in which you see an open kind of, ranch. There is a small archway that has an old name on it. What's the ranch's name?
It's called the acreage.
The Acreage.
Figured out how to
It's an
recognize
intimate
the size of
ranch.
it.
It's an intimate ranch.
It is an intimate ranch, mostly because the clearing is only so big.
Right.
So enough that you can actually see the beginning of the forest on the other side of the plot of land without a whole lot of difficulty. And the one thing that I will say that makes this a little different than your kind of open plains ranch is that there is one hell of a fence around it. So the best way that I can describe this fence is that it is scale mail.
Okay.
Wow.
But every single one of the scales is a car door
Whoa.
that has been overlaid on each other and laid out, and that is most of the bottom rung. But then on top of that is traditional razor wire.
Trying to keep something in or something out of this place.
Everyone's trying to keep something out, aren't you?
Yeah, just making sure that's what you were doing too. Again, if you'd been in Jefferson City, you would understand.
So as you cross through the threshold and go in, you can see that there are several people out on the porch. One is holding a particularly ominous looking rifle, and the other one seems to be holding a pistol at her belt. And they're out on the porch and they go, and you hear the man crying, going, "Own it! Pony, who you got over there?
I got a doctor. I fetched the best thing around.
Maybe we don't tell too many people about that.
You don't tell me what to tell.
Okay.
Yeah, you hear this long whistle as you come up and you see a grizzled-looking man with presumably his wife next to him, and they see a young man with two kind of teenage-looking kids, for a total of 5 in the family. And they seem to be laid out on this porch, which has been reinforced with sheet metal. And you see this door is basically held out with dried herbs, as well as a horseshoe laid out right on the top of it. So as you get up, you watch as the man comes down and he puts his rifle along the side and steps down to where the rider is. Goes in and goes, "Boy, lady, we brought you in. I didn't say you could bring a whole bunch more people into our place."
I understand. I just thought if you got a chance to bring a medic around, it's always a good opportunity. It's up to you. This is your place. We can leave him outside the fence.
Well, ain't none of us hurt here, but
Yet. That sounded ominous. I meant it could happen. Accidents happen. I'm not going to hurt anybody.
Stop talking.
Okay.
a couple nervous Nancys. Where'd you pick these two up?
On the highway.
The highway? What, were they any of the Jeffersons?
Permission to speak?
Go ahead, ma'am.
My name's Stingray. This is affectionately Bandaid. We were trying to pass through Jefferson City. Needless to say, we didn't get very far.
Well, you all look like shit.
Thank you.
But here's the thing. We don't let people into the acreage too much. We used to be Jeffersons, but we decided we don't want to be there anymore.
That's a good choice.
Understandably so.
Why, you seem so scared of them over there. They're not bad people.
Well,
I don't know what the last time you were in Jefferson City was.
4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, things might have changed since you've been there.
How so?
they are cannibals now.
Ooh.
That,
Great
Yeah.
spirit shine its face on me.
pretty much.
You didn't tell me anything about that.
They're on
Well.
your doorstep.
I think we should all sit down. Ma, you want to make some tea? Ma goes, yeah, all right. As the kids kind of grab a little placemat, and they don't actually invite you inside, but what they do is they kind of take out a table, a folding card table, and you guys have a little bit of tea outside, so to speak.
Thank you.
As you sit around, and the mother and the father kind of look to each other and motion the kids to go out and go look at the chickens. And you see both two girls, by the way. Both are probably in their 13, 14 category. They kind of silently nod, and then they know this means grown-up time talk, so they walk off.
Finally, I'm a grown-up.
All right, so I'll start, Pony. We came from Jefferson City about 4 or 5 years ago, in which we just decided that it's getting too big. We were worried. We knew that when things get that big, things go wrong. And we asked permission from Chato to leave, and he granted us permission.
Is Chato the ruler?
No, Chato's more of a guru, you could say. He led us all spiritually on the pathway. Now, granted, he saw some wicked shit out there, but it wasn't always our wicked shit. And while I appreciated that he was trying to rule a whole governing body around this idealism of working with the Chenoo and learning to respect them rather than overcome them, we felt it might just be safer to strike up our own little parcel of land. Which is why we went up north and found the first building that we feel like we could flip and turn into a stronghold of our own.
Does Chenoo mean cannibal?
Chenoo, no, you know them. They're the milky-eyed things that have taken over this world and take people down.
We just never heard them called the Chenoo.
Well,
Where we come from, we call them the infected.
they definitely seem to be that. They were once men, they are now not. We just put up a cursory defense against them here.
It's a powerful defense. You've set up a safe, strong place.
I appreciate that.
You've done well.
I
So
appreciate
no one
that.
from Jefferson has come to you.
They don't
since you
know where
left.
we are. They never took the time. We keep off the path. We keep off the freeway, because that's where the traffic still goes.
We missed the memo.
Well, it's easy when you got a nice little line carving right in front of you, but as they say, if there's a trail, people walk it.
Well, we also had something else we were fleeing. There was a huge fire coming north.
Is that what that smoke is?
I didn't get far enough to tell, but it looks bright.
What's the
And it smells strong.
Well, tell me more about this fire. What did you see?
We were holed up in an abandoned barn, and all that we saw were the flames incoming. We were close to the river. It seemed like it crossed over. It's on the this side of the river, coming this way.
Shit. You hear as the woman next to him goes, Pa, you know the wind's blowing north. It's going to be probably over here soon. We got to get something. We got to make some kind of fire line break it. This whole thing's going to get burnt down. All right, now calm down. Remember, don't panic. Panic just leads to problems. All right, so what are we going to do?
We can help. Whatever it is you need, we're here to help.
All right, well, we first need to know exactly how far and how much time we have until that thing overruns this place.
Well, we managed to outrun it ourselves on foot.
All right.
So it can't be moving too fast.
We gotta make it a priority to clear all the grass inside the gate, and then we gotta start moving outside.
Yeah, we're gonna have to cut all the trees down. We're gonna have to break out the fire line even more. All right, nothing to do about it. You watch as he kind of gets up and, buttons himself up a little bit as he opens up a cellar door, boom, boom, and then just starts slowly creeping down the stairs. And you can see Ma's kind of lost in her own thought at the moment, where she goes, all right, so we cut down trees and we start making a fire line and start breaking it. And she's theorizing some stuff inside of her head.
I'm not a tremendous amount of great labor with this shot, but I'm a great shot with a gun.
Well, unfortunately, fire's not scared of bullets, my dear. So we're just gonna have to see what we can do. As the Pa comes back, you see he's muscled up a 20-pound chainsaw that he's basically lifted and lugging up, and you can see as he's taken this this condiment bottle. It's just old as sin, and he kind of takes it and he's squirting a couple of pieces onto it as he kind of greases up the engine a little bit. And he starts just walking out on the main side of the acreage, and you can hear as he and wraps up the engine, and he just starts cutting the smallest trees and then moving on to the bigger trees, making a bigger break in the forest. So
We're still with her, right?
Yes.
As that's all going on. Are we just with her, or is the rest of the gang around us, or is everybody off at work?
Ma's talking to her two girls
Right.
about it, and she's looking to you and goes, we'll get all the animals inside and take care of here. You two need to work on making a fire break.
Absolutely.
All right.
Focus on wetting the roof. That's gonna be key.
Oh, that's a
We'll
good
work
point.
on taking the grass down. We'll give you as much space as we can.
Ray. Thank you.
You can call me Pony.
I'm Bandaid. Hi, Pony.
You can call me Morgan if it's gonna make you stop smirking all day. God damn it. Can you swing a knife with that arm?
Not with this one, no.
With the other arm?
Yeah.
Are you right-handed?
I am.
You good with that one?
I'm good.
I meant what I said. These are good people. I will
We
not let you
behave-
take
no,
advantage
no.
of them. You are
We're
my
not-
responsibility.
We're not gonna, and we owe you our lives. You think we would?
I just want to be sure.
We got you like you got us.
We're going to get the tools we need to. We're going to clear as much space as we can. We owe these people.
Absolutely.
You're right.
So, since we're now looking at a laborious task ahead of us, and you've been set upon the task of essentially digging ditches at this point, leveling the grass like you're talking about, taking it out, all of this is essentially going to be strenuous stuff. So,
This gut wound. I don't know how useful I don't know that I
Labor.
can.
Yeah, no.
I just don't know how useful I am with this going on.
it's gonna
I can't.
suck.
But that's just it. I don't know that I can with
Right.
this going on. That's why I said it. I can't.
So there's
I don't know how I
also
can help
so
with
if you can think of a better use, this is probably the right time to talk. Oh, I should also probably mention now that Pony has joined our group.
Yay.
She is going to contribute some extra survival points to the
God
team.
bless you.
Yeah.
We're
To at
moving
least have a
on.
little more resources. At the very worst, her horse. So Ray, if you're not feeling like manual labor is gonna do anything, what would you like to do instead?
What else can I do? I can look after the kids. I can help bring the animals. I can.
You could go scout to see how bad the fire is.
I could go scout to see how bad the fire is, and I got my binoculars. I'm gonna go on foot, but I just don't know how far I'm gonna be able to see much of anything because I can't get a vantage point from anywhere. Is there a way for me to get to the roof?
We just brought out the ladder.
I got one arm, but I can do it.
If you say so.
Yeah, so climbing up. All right. So the ladder is basically, as Tim kind of puts the ladder up against, they're not a strenuous climb. This is a regular thing. If you were trying to, climb up a hillside on your own with one hand,
And
that
certainly
would
not a
constitute a
tree.
check.
It's not that I don't have the arm, it's just that I
Yeah,
can't really
it's just the
exert on that side.
Yes. You make your way up the ladder as you basically are catching both Tim, who's basically bringing up buckets of water up from his sisters,
Right.
and he's starting to drizzle it as much as he can, like slowly start putting water and wetting everything down on the top of this roof.
Great.
Which is
Very
good
careful.
because the tiles on this thing left a while ago, and it's been supplemented with thatch and hay and other kind of filling. And in fact, there's large portions of it where it's been covered with a tarp at some point.
So I've had these headphones and Nano or whatever iPod that I've got. I'm gonna tuck that one inside my bra and we wrap the headphones around while I get the binoculars out, loop those around my head and go.
Okay. So from the top of the roof is not as high as the treetops. So these are pretty tall trees. This is a single-story ranch, From the top, you can see. It's difficult too because this is. You're probably at this point looking at around midday.
Do I
'Cause you
see
went through the night.
any smoke billowing up, or is the
You
smoke
do see the
hazy and
smoke.
flat? But I
You-
do see it billowing up, actively billowing up.
You do see billowing smoke.
Okay.
And you see it in basically a wall,
Shit.
So, and in fact,
What
at this,
color is the smoke?
it is dark gray.
Shit.
Yes.
I don't know what that means.
Dark gray means that it's burning versus white, which means that it's steam.
And it means that there's also structure inside of it.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
So you see this
Not just
dark
grass.
gray kind of wall of smoke as you're coming up, and it's dispersed more as it gets higher, but really you just kind of see
But
this
it is active.
apocalyptic like cloud coming up, and you can actually see it starting to mix with a cloud bank a little bit that's coming above you, and you're seeing like these dark like cloud banks are kind of being mixed in with the smoke.
You guys
So-
don't have anything underneath this, do you? Any kind of basement, any kind of...
What? You're on the roof.
Where do you think the water's coming from? Of course. We may be safe. It's the farm that might not be safe. And the farm is important.
No, I'm just talking about everyone on the farm. God forbid this farm goes and there's no way to stop it. We need to save all the people who are on it.
Understood. There's a place.
There is a cellar.
Right.
Every Midwestern town farm
Yeah.
has a cellar.
Actually, I'm going to go check out the cellar because I'm
Well,
supposed to go get a knife.
Right.
That's where you two are now.
Yeah.
So as you go down and basically step along to the cellar, you can see there's a small oil lamp that swings a little bit as you kind of rustle the steps. You can see the steps have been repaired many times. A lot of the outdoor wood actually just has space inside of there, and you can kind of see as you get down. It's a perfect frontier fruit cellar. You can actually see that even on the floor. You see there are several lids that are kind of laid down and then tarped over. Each one of these little holes is like, so a fruit cellar, not only do you go underground to keep it cool, but you can make even small containers. One of the big tactics that people have done is they take like these giant trash cans, they dig a hole deep enough to put the trash can inside of, and then they put dirt around it and then keep the fruit in there. And it's a great way to preserve it. So you can see several of these 20-gallon drums that have been placed in the earth and around, and there's just jars of preserves.
Easiest way to clear grass at the least amount of energy.
Yeah, there's a couple of worn, torn, well-made machetes.
That's all I need.
Yeah, you grab one and you
Do you
grab
have
anything.
an extra?
It's right here on the wall.
Okay, all right.
So-
Do I have permission? I just don't want to get yelled at again.
Understood. Grab it and I'm gonna follow you up the stairs. You're awfully twitchy.
You would be too. What, as we're walking, what's your deal, Calamity Jane? Like, you don't live here. You're not here either.
You're not the only one passing through. I'm also looking for a crew. Mine just didn't come with me.
Did they leave you too? In a barn?
I left mine.
Interesting. So this is not your family?
These are good people. These are good people who looked out for me, and I'm gonna look out for them for as long as they let me stay. But I gotta move on soon. I can't stay long. I'm gonna help them fight this fire. And you are too.
A machete.
I come down from the roof. The
Oh, do
fire's-
you want to know how far it is?
Yeah.
Let's do a survival check and see how the distance judges for you.
Yeah, this is going to go horribly wrong. This is a terrible number.
It's an estimation.
Oh, I thought that was a 0-0.
Oh,
Damn,
no.
I was going to get really excited.
No.
It's 3 degrees of failure.
You estimate that it probably could be there in the next 48 hours or so.
I'll be honest, guys. I'm obviously not an expert. I can't imagine it's going to be any longer than 48 hours before this thing gets to us. Probably sooner.
Okay.
Let's clear as much ground as we can.
Have you dealt with something like this before?
You don't need to know too much, but I come from the plains, and we have to fight fires that come from lightning all the time. The most important thing is creating fire break. If it can't leap the fire break, the ranch will be safe.
Okay.
We need to create the fire break, and we need to make some space.
Understood. Lead the way.
All right. So as you go out through the walls, you just start chopping away at anything that could burn. Just whatever you can
The
get.
best way to do it is keep your shoulder loose and just swing. Just swing soft. Don't spend too much energy. You can do this all day if you don't work too hard at it.
Copy that.
Let's work all day at it.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know if I can do this with I'll help if I can do this with my gunshot.
I think you'd be better served maybe watching over the kids or staying back.
Do you got any facility with animals?
Yeah.
The animals are going to start to be real scared of the smoke.
I'm all good with them.
Go bring the animals in.
I got you.
So there's the horses. But we'll get to the barnyard activities after we roll this up a little bit.
Okay, so what are we rolling?
Are you rolling again?
Endurance sounds about right because it's
That
you're
went
not.
so well for us last time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not really something where it's a skill that
It's a
needs to
low
be tested.
energy effort, though.
Yeah. So this is mostly just going to be about how long it takes to do the break
Okay.
to make until you need a break.
0 degrees of failure.
2 degrees of failure.
2 degrees of failure.
That checks out.
Yeah, it's failure. Yeah.
I was like, I think I had my math right.
Yeah.
All right. So how I'm going to validate this in my head is that you're going to spend about an hour and a half clearing the fields, which is going to give you. Let me back up even more. There is a certain amount of work that you need to put into this before everything's going to be fire safe. All right? Every amount of time that you put into it, I'm basically going to generate secretly behind my back. And I'll kind of tell you about how far you're along
Okay.
as far as the whole thing goes. That being said, failures, of course, will constitute into things taking longer than they should. There's a certain amount of time before this fire arrives. You've loosely determined it could be around 48 hours. I'm going to turn my survival clock, or my risk clock here, into the time that it takes until the fire potentially arrives.
Okay.
So we're going to start at 1 here, all right, which you've begun. Failures will take more time to do a similar amount of tasks. I'm going to repurpose my survival points here in order to show how much work you've done,
Okay.
okay? So I've written down that you're at 17 survival points. And then I'm going to roll now for the work that you two have put towards this fire ditch, okay? You've generated about 6 work.
What is our goal for work?
That is undetermined.
Okay.
You need to do the work, and about at some point, I'll start telling you you're getting close.
Okay.
Right now, you're just starting.
Sure.
And so
Doesn't
it's
mean
hard to
anything.
tell
Okay.
Okay.
what's going on and how much time. Now, with those
Oh.
failures, 1, 2, 1, 2,
Uh-huh.
for that time that you spent doing there, you're going to have to take 2 time resting
Okay.
because of the failures.
Okay.
So before you two are able to generate even more labor to kind of fix this, you're now going to be at 3 time.
Okay.
Okay? And at this point, that's when I'm going to allow you to kind of assess and decide how much work you want to continue and what you want to do.
I think at the moment we've already rested, and so we should just do another endurance.
Yeah, at least one more round.
Great. By the way, for the record, Pa's helping too. All right?
Okay.
He's been clearing, and all the kids, they've been doing this stuff.
They better be.
And I will be generating
There.
work done for them as well too. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Take these back.
Well done. Well done, both of you.
I mean, my endurance score is not great anyway, but
Well done.
Excellent. Which means that after a little bit of work, so at first just getting it done,
I don't know what I'm doing.
was exhausting and getting
on my
into it.
arithmetic
You were
skills.
starting to
That's
smell
hard.
the smoke. It was having a hard time breathing a little bit. But now that you're getting in the rhythm a little bit more, the stakes are kind of coming, and you're trudging along with the work. So that's actually 4. Mm-hmm. So by the time you've reached 4 out of the 40,
40.
you have generated about 21. So 21 is a sizable amount, but it is still less than half the work.
Okay.
Okay.
The thing is, like, we could just keep going.
Am I done with the animal situation? Can I
Let's
go
talk
help?
about the animals.
Okay.
Yeah. So at this point, you have been inside the livestock, tending the animals, and you can definitely see that the smoke is starting to rile them up a little bit, but you've taken the time to put the horse blinders on the horse. They have one milking cow, and there's a chicken coop literally inside of the barn. So chickens inside of the actual infrastructure you're in. And they are being very unruly. They're not enjoying being confined,
Right.
and they want to get out right now. So I'm gonna have you do some, animal handling.
Right?
Okay, what's that check?
I believe that is a
Calm other?
calm other. Yeah, let's do calm other. In a training
Sorry.
space.
I'm a city girl, what can I say?
So you
I'm
try
a
to-
people doctor. I'm just kidding. Oh, cool. It's just add it. That is my number.
Then you get 1 degree of success.
Excellent.
Yes. So you, why don't you narrate for me how you calm these animals down?
Good question. I'm not much of a chicken person in real life. Okay.
Their little feathery butts flop up upside of the
Hey guys,
ramp.
I don't really know how to do this, but I had dogs at home. It's gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be fine. It's a terrible idea. Yes. Oh, is there grain around? Is there grain around?
There's bags of grain for
Great.
feeding them.
Great. I'm gonna stress eat. Let's stress eat together, guys. So I'm gonna take some of the grain and just kind of chill them out with it. Just kind of spread out some of
As
the
you
grain.
throw
so
it
that
down,
they can,
you watch as the chickens just start going for the corn.
Awesome.
Content
Distract.
as hell to be stress eating.
Yes, please. Stress
No.
eat. Get nice and fat.
And how about the cow?
And the cow. The cow, I'm just gonna. How is the cow?
The cow's stressed. It
Cow's-
doesn't. It's smelling smoke, and it doesn't like being inside of a
So
barn.
it's kind of rearing and going
It's
back
lifting
and forth.
its legs up, and it looks like it wants to it'll occasionally lean its weight against its door,
Right.
wanting to try to push
So I'm
it
gonna
open.
come up on it by its side,
Yeah.
not anywhere near its hind legs. I'm gonna come up by its side, but where it can see me, and hands up, and then just gently petting it, and being like, "There, it's okay." Talking really
Comforting.
calmly.
Comforting the cow.
Calmly, it's okay, it's good. We're gonna be good. Oh God, I hope we're gonna be good.
So you take some time to commune with the barn animals.
Commune with the barn animals. It's all starting to hit me. And for some reason, even though we are in the middle of so much danger, all I can think of is those guys back there. And I can't stop thinking of them. That I'm in the wrong place. That I shouldn't be here. I should be wherever they are. And taking care of them instead of fucking chickens and a cow.
Yeah.
Effie the cow is now my therapist.
Yeah. So you take some time for yourself. You take some time to
I
ground
might
yourself.
even lean up against her.
Right. It's warm. I mean, you can hear the heartbeat, boom, 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 as it kind of makes a little bit of a low moo, and you can feel its tail wish every once in a while, almost as
And that
if
just makes me laugh a little bit.
yeah, it's trying almost like it's trying to comfort pat you with its tail. So, it takes a little bit of time before you can regain your own composure and the animals have calmed down with you before you're able to go out and join these two, kind of matching us up with our time a little bit.
Awesome.
Yeah. Oh, I should probably mention, I am so sorry. This is actually a really important piece
crap.
of detail that I
Okay.
neglected to mention. This ranch that has been taken over, that you're now inside of, is an old vineyard. As you go down into the cellar,
It's a wine cellar.
you see it's a wine cellar.
Ah.
And the all of the commodities that have been around inside of it has the old racks of vineyards, but instead of wine bottles, which there are still wine bottles, by the way, there are still several.
Taking notes.
But there is the preserved elements as well too. And this whole space is just you can tell, even though it's 17 years worn, it has the distinct infrastructure of what used to be a wine cellar.
Which is awesome because we can eventually grab that alcohol to help us cover our scent.
And also get wasted.
That too. Pain management. Pain management.
Pain management.
Yeah.
So what's the plan?
So I'd like to make a proposal.
Yes. The answer is yes.
We can continue to clear all day,
Yeah.
but the most efficient way to make a fire break may be with fire itself.
Okay.
Yeah.
If we can choose a strategic place to set fire to the low grasses and allow it to burn away
The
from us,
opposite
we
direction.
may be able to burn away the most undergrowth possible. And then we can focus our energy just on the nearest trees to keep something from leaping over the fence. Now that we've cleared the immediate area as it passes around, I know it's not halfway yet.
Right. So you haven't completely cleared all of it yet. But
Right.
that's a bold but risky move.
But we can do it.
So my proposal is we do one more round of clearing. Let me get my directional points right. We do one more round of clearing to the southwest side, focusing on that, in order to set a fire to burn as the wind blows to the northeast and burn away all of the undergrowth to clear as much as possible. We've built ourselves enough
yep.
of a break, I think.
We just get
to
in
be
between us and the
immediately
fire.
close while the fire is still small and it can burn up and away.
Okay. Well, then let's do the first step, which is another round of clearing.
Okay.
Can I help with the clearing even if I'm half-assing it?
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you add 2 difficulty dice.
Okay.
And theoretically, I should be giving you the difficulty dice too.
Using my
Richard.
good arm. But yeah, okay.
At least if it's
Yeah, you
if
don't
you're
have a
good
gunshot
arm,
one on your-
then take at least 1.
Okay.
So
Uh-oh.
Over here. What is this, endurance?
Yeah.
endurance.
I got tired.
Oh my. Oh, that's 99.
Yeah.
Oh,
But it's not. Oh, no.
She's got competency points, doesn't she?
oh yeah.
Everyone has 2 competency points. I don't know if you've heard the breakdown on competency points at this moment. So you two we can talk. We can do with time.
Right.
I'm tired.
Yes.
And I'm just slow. I know I'm slow and I'm emotional. I'm pissed off at myself for not being able to help more. It's not helping me be more effective. It's making me be less effective with my kukri. I'm holding my side with one hand and I'm
Yeah,
just fucking,
it's frustrating
just slow
being
and frustrating.
injured and not being able to do what you want.
Yeah.
Because being hurt sucks, and really, honestly, what's even more frustrating is just like
I'm
not being
useless.
able to, you're useless.
I'm fucking useless here.
You haven't felt
I'm
use-
talking to chickens. I'm fucking useless here.
Yeah, it's a tough situation. But now let's talk about your 4 degrees of failure.
Right.
Would you like me to narrate them, or how would you like to do
don't
it?
want that.
You don't want
what
that. The
happens
answer is
is-
no.
It's
What
not my
happened?
machete, and
Okay.
so I'm not super familiar with it. It's
Right.
a little longer than the one that I would have used to
weight's
clear
off.
at my own ranch.
Yeah.
So as I was getting too close to the gate, trying my best to protect this ranch, I backswung too far. It hit the car door, and as it rebounded forward, the blade vibrated, and I broke the end off of the blade.
Oh, so you actually broke it.
I actually broke. It's not even my machete, and I'm gonna have to pay for that with this family. I broke the end of the blade off. The problem that compounds is that now I even have to bend down lower to get more, so it's taking more energy for me
Okay.
to cut this grass.
So what we're gonna do is
Well done.
that's great.
That's good.
So I'm broken machete.
Yeah.
even more time to do the action.
Emotional toll. It's not her machete.
It's not. Yeah, you're gonna have to pay
Pause
for that.
PS.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is gonna hear. And I got one more for you.
Oh no.
Gate's electrified.
Oh, God damn it.
So you're gonna take a little superficial damage as well.
Okay,
too.
it's superficial. You'll be
Zap,
fine.
zap.
Don't fucking explode.
It's a good
you
thing I wear
asshole.
leather.
Okay.
4.
That wasn't you.
4.
I was calling the dice an asshole.
Yeah.
So they're in
It goes
your.
right here.
Okay.
You're gonna put a 4. It's
not close
What
to
is
your-
your threshold?
6.
6. She's
So
fine.
you're
She's
fine for
fine.
now.
Not close to your damage threshold, but have you ever been like punched in the arm and then you get like a dead arm where it's just the whole thing vibrates and it hurts? So it just
I
kind
got
of
hit by electricity in the arm once. It's not fun.
Oh.
But you do
Well,
walk it
that's a
off.
story.
you do walk it off. So, but not only is the blade broken, but now this arm's feeling a little rubbery as well too. As you, and then you watch it and you see that the whole thing's been melted and then like tipped off, broken off as you got too close to the electrified fence. So,
And we hear this.
Yeah, I'm gonna rush.
But
Oh,
then,
yeah,
are
you
you
hear.
okay? You okay?
I'm an idiot and I should know better. I'll be okay, but I got to take a break from this work.
Yeah. Why don't we take a break together? I'm exhausted. I can take a look at your arm.
Appreciate it.
as you go into the ranch, you can see that the work is busy, and while there is fire coming, you can kind of see that people are working with diligence and precision, but you don't really sense this air of panic
Right.
that maybe you three are feeling right now.
They're like, we got this.
Yeah, they have actually come out, and you can see that the girls are basically now taking spare plywood and shutters in there and just now like putting it onto the doors of the windows. They're basically trying to just reinforce some of the more vulnerable parts of the ranch. They have started just clearing out anything and just shoving it in the house just as much as they possibly can, just trying to clear the area around. You can actually see that the card table, which you all had tea on, has been set out, and you can see that there's a small bread loaf that's been laid out with a sizable wedge of cheese and like a pitcher of water. Not iced.
Cheese.
So,
I
yeah.
love farm cheese.
Cheese. Motherfucking cheese.
Jeez, you guys haven't seen that in a while.
Listen, I'll do whatever you want. Give me some cheese.
Yeah.
and it's about as much of a farm meal as you can get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you grab a couple of hunks and take the bread together and enjoy a modest lunch.
I am not aware of the wine. They are, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the moment to rest, but also take an examination of her arm.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if there's like anything that I can do. Like it's superficial anyway.
Superficial, and it's not like she's got like a spider web.
Yeah.
Of damage. It's
A
just
little loose.
it's a little it just hurts.
Yeah.
It's really what it comes down to. You
I
got
can give
nerve
you
pain.
a painkiller. Like we have acetaminophen.
I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. We should save medication for when it's really needed.
When you say acetaminophen, you mean willow bark
Yeah.
paste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes.
That's
I have honey too.
our honey is our amoxicillin.
Yeah.
And our willow tree bark is our acetaminophen.
Very
Yes.
nice.
Welcome to our herbal Rite Aid.
I love it.
So you offer some willow bark. She turns it down for the moment.
Okay.
Things are fine. You have escalated basically your time until like you're basically reaching towards evening.
Mm-hmm.
And you can start to smell the smoke. As you are basically sitting there to check the wind, as you're kind of maybe enjoying this bread and this cheese, and you're kind of looking up to the clouds to see like, okay, what's the situation going to look like so that we can create this fire break that you want? You look up and you can actually see like this dark, nebulous cloud bank that seems to be swirling right above you. You can actually see an occasional flash of lightning as it comes right out in the midst of the storm that is now seemed to be brewing above you. And a gust of wind just whoosh kind of comes through over the break as it kind of ruffles your clothes for a moment.
So are we talking
Blowing toward the fire.
Going, pushing the fire north.
pushing it towards us?
Yes, towards you, north. As it
That's
comes
not what I
up.
was hoping you were gonna say.
That's
Yes.
not the answer we wanted.
Pushing
not so
it
much.
up and north. And
But
as
it's a
you
storm. If there's lightning.
Yes, and there's lightning. You can see an occasion strikes, and you'll hear the
The I think it's even more urgent that we light a fire now.
Yeah.
If there's a possibility of the if there's a possibility of the lightning starting a random fire,
Exactly.
we need to start a fire here, especially if the wind is blowing north. We need to start a fire here so the wind can push the fire away from us immediately, especially if it's strong and it's about to rain. I would just like to remind you that being a prairies rancher, we have done this many times before.
I actually know exactly how to handle
And
this.
I would also like to say that if she has Gestalt to spend if she needs to.
That's
do.
exactly
Yeah,
what I was going to
yeah.
activate. So we're going to make a Gestalt skill
Okay.
by spending your Gestalt.
Okay.
And essentially, Gestalt skill is making essentially a custom skill that would
Okay.
only apply with practical knowledge.
Okay.
Brush fire, brush fire break, or if you want, you can also write prairie firefighting skills.
That's so good.
That's
Yeah.
so Teach me, Sensei.
And you are getting out there and you're starting to set this initial fire that you know is going to go against wherever it is. And as you kind of walk out, you hear as like Ma and Pa are kind of coming out with their kids, and they're looking up in the sky as they go on. Oh, that ain't good. That ain't good at all. And they look down and goes, "Girl Pony, what you doing out there? What are you lighting a fire? Fire's coming here."
It's time to fight fire with fire.
Okay.
It's time to. I mean, you got it,
You
right?
got it.
Go for it. Go there.
There's a time and
Yeah,
a place. I'm gonna set a fire break. I'm gonna create this. We are gonna keep your ranch safe.
And Ma looks to Pa and goes, "That's pretty smart, Pa." Pa goes, "Well, we got more than just another fire to worry about. You see that?" And he looks up to the cumulus cloud that we were talking about that's starting to swirl around. And he goes, "I've been living in this part of the country enough to know when a twister's coming." Yeah. And kind of looks up and goes, "We got to get more than just the fire ready. We got to get underground." And you watch as Ma, for the first time, as you kind of see, he goes, "Ma, you got to get everything underground right now. This is no time to futz around. Screw the fire at this point. We have to get underneath." He starts getting all of the commodities he can, and they start taking it down into the cellar.
Pony, do we go down or do we stay up here?
With my prairie firefighting knowledge that I
You've
have,
said-
do I know how that works in the context of a twister?
Yes, but also that is not necessarily a situation that I think would come up. If you're going to set a brush fire against another fire, I don't think you would have ever done it during twister conditions. So what I'm trying to tell you
Right.
is that this is a choice that you have to make.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
For the record, for transparency, checking the conditions of the wind as you asked, I rolled a 100.
Okay, excellent.
And this is why we are now looking at twister conditions.
Cool. I'm gonna start heading to the cellar, but Ray, you handled the animals earlier. Do you think that we should bring them down?
I think we bring down whoever we can. Can
right.
we bring your horse? Is that something that can we bring animals down that cellar?
The cellar's not going to hold
The
all.
chickens can come, but the cows and the horses can't. For the record, I've turned my horse loose. It is not in the barn. It is
Okay.
not bound to anything.
It can
You're
run
letting
free.
it go.
He can
He can get the hell
run
out.
wherever he needs to run. I'll
Okay.
be able to get him back
Okay.
if the time comes.
So you open the gate and you let. What's your horse's name?
His name is Justice.
Justice. Okay. As you open the gate, you let Justice, and Justice can tell as well too. It knows that this is not the place to stay, and it bolts out through the trail.
I'm with the horse. I'm just kidding.
You want to be down in the cellar, I know.
Yeah. What about putting the cow in the house?
I don't think we can get that down there.
My advice, this is up to the ranchers themselves, but would be to let the livestock stay within the boundaries of the gates and let them be, not to
Okay.
keep them confined to the barn.
All right.
But let's bring the chickens down.
Yeah. Okay. We'll go fetch some chickens.
You watch as the two 14-year-old girls are already on that.
Yeah.
They basically
Yeah,
run up,
yeah.
and you can see that they are unceremoniously grabbing chickens by their legs as they're just lifting it up and they're flapping their wings, all upset, as they are just carrying them down the cellar. So
I'll let them handle that. I'll just go down there.
as the cellar doors were flung open, you watch as they get to the top of the cellars and they just chuck the chickens
I'll
in,
catch the chickens.
you know, as they
try.
go back over and they
Don't
grab
try.
more and then they're just hucking them down there.
I won't
So
catch it. I'll watch the chickens
Maybe,
fall.
maybe you can herd them into a corner.
Yeah.
That'll be fine. Let them roost on the wine refinery equipment.
Yes, exactly.
what I want to hear though, this is what I need you to confirm for me. Are you setting this fire?
I'm not setting the fire.
I'm not setting
we
the
go.
fire.
Not
Okay.
setting
What
the
a
fire.
twist.
Okay. All right,
we
so you're
just
gonna
go
go down to the cellar?
Yeah.
Cellar?
Cellar.
Cellar?
Already there.
I'm second guessing myself already.
You know what? Welcome to the choice crew. Making
all right.
choices. So
Look, we lose the farm, we don't lose ourselves. We don't lose any people.
Yeah.
So the last thing you see as you're pulling the cellar doors shut is this long, spiraling funnel as it seems to be accumulating around a large cloud bank. And you can watch as a gray funnel is slowly just coming down, seeming to find some kind of touch place that's south of where your current location is. And you can see that lightning is starting as this funnel is just kind of coming down, and as it touches down, fire lifts up as lightning continues to just crack again. And it is this very, very apocalyptic vibe of this firestorm that's just sprouting out in the middle of this amazing and glorious scene as you bloop, shut the doors shut,
And lock it again and again.
and all is quiet.